Hi there, this is part 6 in the Introduction to Handstand series on Neil Kelleher. And in this video, we've already done jumping up, so focus is on jumping up with the back against the wall. I'll focus on two things. One is actually learning to balance with your back against the wall, so how to get your body off of the wall. So you're still against the wall, but not actually leaning on it. And the second thing I'll focus on is an actual one other focus for stabilizing the body, making yourself strong in handstand. So to begin with jumping up, or actually balancing, one thing you could do is, while standing up, lean with your feet away from the wall and your butt against the wall. And the idea here is to lean forward, and lean forward enough that you can get your body off of the wall. And here I can't, I'll have to jump to actually get my butt off the wall. So I bring my feet a little bit closer, lean forward, and notice the point at which your butt is lightly touching the wall. So it's touching the wall, but only lightly. It's not actually pressing the wall. You're not actually leaning against the wall. So at this point, I can come away from the wall relatively easy. And that's the same kind of trick you can use in handstand. So using what we've learned so far, so start off with expanding the chest, then pushing the shoulders down, and then shifting my weight forward or back. And I'm going to be fairly close to the wall. It's about 8 inches. And I'm going to jump up. And you might need some practice jumping up, that's fine. But once you do get up, so again, make sure your pressure is even on your hands front to back. From there, what you can work on doing is pull your hips away from the wall, and then push back again. Pull your hips away from the wall. Notice the way your feet pressing into the wall. If they're really light on the wall, you can actually pull them away from the wall. Now, one thing, it's not always that easy. If you're balancing on one foot, or trying to balance on one foot, hopefully I'm in frame here. The exercise I teach is to shift weight to one leg. You can feel this leg is light. I can feel this leg is light on the floor, much the same way. Leaning forward, my butt is light against the wall. Now, if I want to lift the foot, to actually lift the foot, I'll actually have to stabilize the standing foot and ankle, make it strong, then I can lift the foot. And the idea of lifting the foot isn't to move the body like so, but rather have the weight over the standing leg and then not shift any of this while lifting the other foot. And in order to do so, in order to lift this foot without the body moving, this foot has to be stable. So in the same way, when I try to peel my feet off of the wall in handstand, I find I have to really focus on stabilizing my wrist and perhaps my shoulders. So that's something else you could focus on if you're doing this. So again, chest, shoulders, push the hands into the floor, find the place where your hands evenly press into the wall. Try and keep that as you jump up and get your feet against the wall. Now from here you can lean forward a little bit. Weight is still even on the hands, but the feet lightly touch the wall. Then to get your feet off of the floor, brace your fingertips, then peel your legs away from the wall. Of course, hopefully I made it look a little bit easier. You might have to work on it, but that's the general technique. Now, another idea is to peel one leg off at a time. So if you have trouble getting your hips forward, so again, chest open, weight over my wrists in such a way that my fingertips and heel of the hands press down with even pressure. Try and keep that sensation in the hands and the shoulders the same. And as I jump up, I'm trying not to sink into my shoulders. I'm trying to keep my shoulders active. So I jump up. Now here what I can do is move one leg forward, just enough until I feel the other foot lightly touching the wall. And then what I can do, and keep balance, keep my arms and shoulders strong, scissor the legs together while staying balanced. So the idea, bring one leg forward. When this foot is lightly touching the wall, that means I'm balanced over my hands. I'm not actually resting on the wall. Then I can squeeze my legs together. So moving on, one idea that you can work on, and this is more for stability, to give your hands a stronger foundation, to give your body a stronger foundation. And the idea while doing handstand, or actually before doing handstand, is to practice squeezing your elbows. Now, if you've ever squeezed a bicep or flexed a bicep, probably need to just do it unconsciously, just make the arm feel strong. What you can try doing is, when you're comfortable with that action, actually flexing the bicep, try to do it with the arm straight. So squeeze your bicep, you may notice tension here, maybe even on the back of the arm, and then relax. Then what you can do is flex your bicep, but try to make the tension, try to move the tension to the elbow, so squeeze your elbow, and then relax. And you can try that with both elbows at the same time. Squeeze your elbows, relax, squeeze your elbows, and relax. And you can go through previous sequences, try it in downward dog, for instance, or even dog pose. Maybe lift your rib cage first, so protract your shoulder blades, squeeze your elbows, relax, squeeze your elbows, relax. So lift your chest, squeeze your elbows, press your fingertips into the floor, relax. So just in case you can't see that, I'll do this up against the wall like here. So press your rib cage away from the wall, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your fingertips, and then relax. Press your rib cage away from the wall, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your fingers, and then relax. So another phase, a bit more similar. You could do it like this, similar to handstand but horizontal. So use your shoulders, push your rib cage away from the wall, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your fingers into the wall, and then relax. Could try it in downward dog like so. Push your chest away from your hands, squeeze your elbows, press your fingertips into the floor, and then relax. Could do it a few times in L-shaped handstand, and then when you're ready, jump up. So shoulders over the wrist, fingertips and heel of the hands press down with even pressure, and then kick up. And then from here, so press your rib cage away from the floor, squeeze your elbows, press your fingertips, and then relax. Press your rib cage up away from the floor, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your fingertips, and relax. What you may find in combination with the previous exercise, that of trying to peel your feet away from the wall, what you can do first is push your rib cage up, squeeze your elbows, squeeze your fingertips, and once you're comfortable with that action, then keep that action, pull your hips away from the wall, find the point where your feet are lightly touching the wall, and then try to pull your feet away. So then but then the idea might be trying to hold that action while continuing to breathe and slowly pulling your feet away from the wall. And there the idea is, once you get used to relaxing, doing the action and then relaxing, try to find the sort of middle point. So when you're doing the action, it's more like turning on, making the elbows as strong as possible, pushing the rib cage up as far as possible, squeezing the elbows as much as possible, pushing the fingertips down as much as possible. When you get used to turning the action on and off, see if you can find the halfway point where it feels active but also a little bit relaxed. So you're not going all the way out, you're not doing maximum effort. Instead, it's a gentle push away from the floor. So here I'm pushing my rib cage up, so instead of going all the way up, it's just a gentle push. Then with my elbows, I'm squeezing just enough to give feel. And then I'm pressing my fingertips just enough so they're not going to get tired, but they are active, and I can actually hold that for a little bit and then use my fingers to help me balance. My balance isn't that good today. I don't practice handstand enough, but that's what I would suggest you work towards, is sort of find the middle point between totally engaged and totally relaxed, so that you can hold handstand reasonably comfortably. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste.